And I'll ask Christine Mweteeli, please come forward.
Thank you very much. Like he said, my name is Christine, and I speak on behalf of my cousins, those of us to whom he was known simply as Uncle Kalua. I would like to request any of my cousins who are here, anybody to whom he was known as Uncle Kalua, if you can please stand and be recognized. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. To us, he was simply known as Uncle Kalua, or more accurately, Uncle Kalua. I also speak on behalf of my family who are here. My tribute to Uncle Kalua is entitled, Serve the World with Your Brilliance. I'm an author and speaker. I have been for many years. If I was to summarize my entire message in one sentence, it would be this: find your brilliance, find your specialness, find that thing that God invested in you. Serve it up to the world. If and when you do, the world will reward you richly for doing so. One day when I was in high school, it was a school holiday and therefore I was at home. And one early morning, Uncle Kalua came to visit. My parents had just completed and moved into their current home. And so it was Uncle Kalua's first time to come and visit that place. As he walked towards the front door, he noticed a tree, a small shrub that had been planted. The gardens were very new, it was a new home. And he noticed a shrub which in his opinion was not in the right place. And so he uprooted it. And so when he came to knock the door, he was holding that plant in his hand. And he said, "Give me a djembe." And he proceeded. Listen, he was not dressed to do any gardening. No one had asked him for his expertise. But he proceeded to go to another section of the garden and replant that shrub there. It's still there. And even when you looked, you could see that that was the right place for that shrub to be planted. And so after washing his hands, he came into the house, and I was asked to serve breakfast. Now, in those days, it was traditional for the furniture to be covered in white tablecloths, embroidered white tablecloths that were very well washed and ironed. They were kept very white. They were the pride of the mother of that home. Those of you who are nodding in agreement, your age is showing. And so it was traditional to remove the cloth and fold it neatly to avoid spillage and stuff like that. And so when I started to take out the tablecloth, he told me, "Stop. You don't take out the tablecloth to serve me. In fact, if there wasn't a white tablecloth, you lay one out to serve me." And so I returned the tablecloth, and I placed the tray, and I served him his breakfast. I want to draw two lessons from this little incident, and I'll be done here. Uncle Kalua was not trying to teach me any life lessons that morning. Uncle Kalua was simply being Uncle Kalua. He was just being himself. And I picked two lessons from that incident. One, serve the world with your brilliance. A lot of things have been said here about he wound up in State House doing the gardening and the landscaping. I don't think there's a bigger landscaping in this country if you get to be in charge of the landscape in State House Nairobi. That did not happen to him because he was very lucky. Occasionally people tell you, "You're so lucky you work in State House." Luck had nothing to do with it. Uncle Kalua was serving up his brilliance to the world for many years before State House came calling. Serve up your brilliance to the world, and the world will reward you richly. State House was simply the rich reward that Uncle Kalua got from serving the world with his brilliance. The second lesson is this: the world treats you the way you teach the world to treat you. If you want to be this simple person that we can ignore, we will gladly do that. But if you teach us that you're important, if you teach us that you're someone who counts, then we will lay out the white tablecloth for you. Thank you very much, Uncle Kalua. Rest well.